Alright, thought I'd make a video. I haven't really done much of anything as far as uploading. I still have some videos that I have to edit, or if you guys still want unedited, fresh content, I'll still do that. But one thing I'm going to put out there right now is I'll put some statements out there, then I'll have my question. Because I'm getting to a point where it doesn't make sense for me to feel comfortable bringing my son to a place where I don't feel welcome. People don't like me. People don't want me there. People want to talk behind closed doors about me. People want to do this, do that, and the fourth, whatever. I don't care about what they're pretty much saying to me, about me, whatever. I don't care. I really don't care. I don't. The one thing I have to look out for, though, is my son. Well, my son and my girlfriend's son. Our son. So, first and foremost, when I see shit like that going on, and I have seen some major red flags with this, because people want to talk shit, why do you feel like it's necessary to say things, scream, shout, whatever, when my son is over there? I try to help the best I can with my son. I try to comfort my son when he's not feeling the greatest. Like, I do what I at least think a dad should be. I'm working, I'm providing financially, so I'm also doing that. But when I have to pretty much say, okay, I am just going to be bringing my son over, and you're staying for a full night, knowing there are these problems, and I don't feel comfortable with it at all. I can't. And that's just how it is. I cannot feel comfortable with him being over, where I especially cannot be. So tell me where that's pretty much right. My son's welcome, I'm not. And I finally got to the bottom of a couple things to where boundaries can be set. And it's like, okay, my son isn't allowed somewhere if I am not welcome. And if that's how that's going to be, one thing I'm going to do is make it a point to say, okay, so everyone in this family can say and do whatever they want to me, but the minute I speak up, finally, after I've taken so many things on the chin, and I've just had it. The minute I do that, when so many people fucking sucker punched me with their fucking remarks, slurs, and everything else, and then I fucking go after your ass and say what I need to say, don't play victim and be like, oh, hey, I have nothing to say to him now. What he said was wrong. I don't want him in my home at all. I mean, I don't care. I don't want to go there. And just the fact that I shouldn't have said what I said. I'm sorry, I'm 23 years old. People who are in their 50s are acting younger and a hell of a lot more fucking stupid than me, because yet, like when I started making the shorts on how, oh, hey, what technically makes a man? I know what makes a man, technically. That was me being a smart ass. But I do know a man who has a leveled head and isn't too reckless is not going to get loud constantly and make it a point to where he is heard damn near everywhere because of how loud he is. A pretty good type of man will try to, what's the word? Kind of conceal all of that. Kind of keep calm, look at the situation, look how someone else is acting, for one, and then act accordingly. And that's not what this dude did. Like, the guy wants to start yelling at me, and I don't know if I made a video or short on this already, but the day we were going to get our stuff, I'm pretty much going ahead. I'm trying to get my shit out of the trailer, and this dude wants to beeline right for me, start yelling, bitching, whatever. And way before he does that, I'm like, okay, I have shit I have to do. Like, my parents got a U-Haul, and we're on a time limit. Because dude did what he did, we had to get the cops involved. I pretty much, either way, I mean, we went over the time limit, but the dude was understanding, because the place I was going to move into had roaches, and I'm sorry, I'm not putting my 6-month-old son, he was 4 months old at the time, I'm not putting my 6-month-old son in a place that has roaches. So, back to said topic. The dude wants to get in my face and do all of this shit. Act loud, make it seem like he's acting tough. He's acting like a bitch. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, most people who have served and actually go through with combat training and all this other shit, yeah, you get fucked up by the experience and with whatever else happens when you're serving. But I have not met, unless I've been very lucky, I know that they may be out there, but if you serve and then you pretty much are on antipsychotics and all these meds to keep shit, like, whether if they're voices, paranoia, schizophrenia, PTSD, which is a major one, at bay, one, don't give the dude a FOID card knowing that he's taking antipsychotics, because one day he can decide not to take those, and then boom, he decides to kill his whole family in a tin can. But I have my issues, but yet I still can manage to have respect for those who have served and who have fought for the country. I have no issues with vets like that. And that's why I say I know that there are some veterans that have served that do have the major PTSD, schizophrenia, all that shit, and it is more complex. And there are most likely some more health-related conditions with that that'll make living harder. But this dude specifically apparently is off his rocker and wants to go ahead and try to tell these cops, well, when the cops were called, because my mom already had him on the phone when he was doing what he was doing. And he wants to say, oh, I stole money. The dude gave me $200 as a birthday present, even though my birthday wasn't for another 3.5 months, 4 months at that point. So the dude tells me, oh, hey, he paid a little bit too much on the electric bill. Here's $200. He gave that to me and my girlfriend and her brother. And now all of a sudden, he wants to tell the cops, oh, hey, I stole money. I broke shit around the trailer, which, I'm sorry, if anyone has seen these new trailers, they put these fucking little pins that they don't even pin them properly, or staple, I should say. They staple this cheap-ass trim together to where, like, at some point, like, a good couple years to a few years, if that, depending on if, like, your kids decide to go crazy or whatever it may be. But if you take care of it, I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. But with these new trailers, they put these staples in, and then at some points, a couple years down the road, that shit will just fall off or break. Depends on if you're taking care of it. And then you have these long-ass, thin pieces, like, it's longer, obviously, I can't show that, but it's like these thin pieces of small little trim. It's not little, but it goes from the ceiling down to the base of the floor. I'll just say that. So the dude wants to say that I pretty much fucked up the trailer, busted up the trim. There was a door that fell off that my girlfriend actually, she just opened the door and the shit fell out. Like, it fell off. And that was way worse. Way after I got kicked out. And before I actually came back this time, that cabinet door was already fucked up because the 3 people that are in there don't know how to take care of their shit. So I got blamed for that. I got blamed for the washer and dryer being fucked up when I've never set foot in there because my job is here in town. So when I was living there, I was always working. And when I wasn't working, I was either playing my game. When I wasn't playing my game, I was sleeping. And if I wasn't sleeping, I was up here working, or I was making dinner, or I was fucking cleaning some shit, or doing whatever. Not going into the laundry room because my girlfriend and I had an agreement. Oh, hey, if I work and do all this other shit, the only thing I really ask for is just if my laundry could be done as far as work clothes or whatever that may entail, and bring me like a snack or some shit. That seems reasonable, especially with her being a stay-at-home mom and just kind of chilling. I'm not even going as far as like, oh, hey, cook me meals and shit, because being a stay-at-home mom is yet a full-time job. And I mean, if I really wanted food, I mean, I would just be like, oh, hey, put in a pizza or something. I really wouldn't go too crazy over that. But it's like, this is you, dude. Go the fuck away. Yeah, better not be. You have to make sure that I'm not out here too long. You know, I have 16 minutes. But the dude wants to lie to the cops on a good few occasions and say, I stole this, I broke this, I broke that, and I broke this other thing. And I'm doing shit wrong, apparently. So, I don't get it. If I really broke shit, they could have actually gotten a hold of the owner, and they could have pressed charges on me for doing that. So, you didn't press charges. You also want to say that I kind of just barged in and I stayed around. That's more or less a civil thing. If I really did barge in, the cops would have been called on me, for one. There wouldn't have been an agreement that I would have had with the mother to stay there when I lived a few towns over to come out here to a small little hick town. And between me and the mother, we already had an agreement. Either I could go back to the Peoria Mission, to the shelter, or if I were to stay there, either I'd be going back to school, which this was like 5 years ago. Almost 5 years ago. Or I was working. And at the time, with me being 19, I would have been able to get my diploma, but yet the school system is screwed. And you only needed, I think it was like 23 credits to graduate. I only had 6. So I would have had to be at this school for 2 years, and that would have been the last year, and I would have had to hope that I could have done whatever for extra credit or whatever it might have been for that. So I pretty much am doing the whole school thing and whatever. Didn't work out, dropped out, started working. So in the midst of all of that, I don't really understand how I could have possibly barged in when there was that agreement between 3 people. Like, here's how I know that a man can be easily threatened by your presence. Because right when I moved in, things were okay. I never argued with my girlfriend's mom at my job. I never argued really about anything. Right when dude moves in, her mom's on edge because the dude's a piece of shit. And he pretty much wants to break her things. He wants to drag clothes through the mud when they decided to move into this new trailer that they moved into 4 years ago. So it wasn't really too good of a match, if anything. But I don't know. I don't like when people lie on my name to where it's just like, oh, well, there's this problem, this one, and this one. And then they try to turn certain things around on me to make me seem like I just barged in and whatever it might have been. And the kicker out of all that was I got the cop that kind of screwed me like a couple of years ago when I got kicked out because they wanted to just boot me. And the only thing we really needed the stupid cop to tell them was, oh, hey, legally you cannot do that. I've been there for 30 days and more than 30 days, actually. So you will have to evict. And even the person that owns the trailer in that trailer park, if they were to pretty much push that through and get a hold of her, she would have had to evict me. Because I was paying, I was going ahead and keeping track of that too. Because, I'm sorry, I never really trusted the guy. I had no reason to. So I did that. And then I just, at one point, said, screw it, okay. Because their electric was going to get shut off. And this is why they're on a snowballing payment plan. So I was like, okay, take my portion, get the electric paid. I'll dip. And that's what I did. And then I come back, and then, as I have previously stated, from trying to move out in November 14th, the dude wanted to start all this extra bullshit for really no reason. There was no rhyme or reason to do all that. I can handle talking and everything, but if you're going to get in my face and do what this dude did, I mean, I have multiple shorts that say what he did. So if you guys want to look at those, feel free, because that's when I was going into another psychosis episode. Because I was already stressed out from work, and the only thing I wanted to do is just fucking blow myself up and hide in the room I had when I got shit moved over to my mom's. But yeah, bottom line is, just with all this shit, you really can't trust everyone. You just can't. And I try very, very hard to not get too stressed out about anything. But one thing I do know, I'm done allowing people to pretty much step all over me with what they do. And the kicker of it all is I let people know there. I let her mom know, oh, hey, I'm done keeping my mouth shut about shit. And when all this shit happened over money, when we were about to move out, literally not even a week out of that fucking time period, we were going to end up moving out. And then next thing I know, dude's getting all fucking pissy. And then the Wi-Fi password's being changed. And I apparently got paid. If I got fucking paid, I would have just went ahead and went to a fucking motel. I would have kept my stuff at my mom's for a little bit, and I would have went to a motel for the night. And I would have been cool. And I also would have, because I probably would have had a good like 1,100, over $1,000. So I could have gotten a cool little couch set for cheap somewhere. If I got paid, I mean, people would know, unless I would just be saving it. So I don't understand why some people think they know my pay and everything, and they know when I get paid. But there was just never any respect there. And I try to get others to understand, my girlfriend especially, that we were always treated as children. I'm 23. You're talking to me like I'm a teenager and like I'm your kid. No. I'm some guy that you barely know, because that's how I made it out to be, because in the beginning I would talk with you. But now, when I come back, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not saying shit to you, because when I got back, I started talking. I started being vocal. Shit didn't work out with that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to quit telling you things. And then now, they don't know shit about me. They only know what I've told Hannah and what I've said myself. Other than that, they don't know shit. So I don't know. That's kind of the whole thing, though. Like, how can I feel comfortable when there's no respect and there's just nothing good coming about that whole situation? Seems kind of difficult to even trust people like that. But, well, maybe I'm losing my mind. But that's what I would think anyway. Like, it's way too difficult anymore to trust people. It's way too difficult to, for one, get anyone to understand as well with some of this shit that a person can go through. And you fucking know someone goes through psychosis and you try to comfort them, and you try to make it seem like you understand anyway. And that's what the dude did. He tried to act like he understood what I was going through. And I wanted to fucking punch the dude so fucking bad. Because going through psychosis is completely different than PTSD and everything else. Psychosis, you can be in for a few days, a week, a month, months, years. I mean, periodically. I mean, there's a pretty wide spectrum on that for when you can go into psychosis and get out of it and just whatever it may be. So when you try to tell me, oh, hey, you've been in Walmart and you've gone through psychosis. No, the fuck you have not. No, the fuck you haven't. And I want to gut punch the dude every time I've had to replay that and just be like, what the fuck and why? Because that pisses me off when someone ends up saying, especially like that, when I know that you're just trying to pretty much make me feel better by spewing whatever bullshit. 1, that's bogus. 2, it's bitch made. And 3, you can fucking do anything else besides being like, oh, hey, yeah, like, I'm sorry you're going through this. You could be sentimental like that. Or like compassionate or whatever it may be. You can try to comfort someone who is going through something that they pretty much have to deal with for life. Instead of just being like, oh, well, I've gone through that too. For some people that I've worked with, I understand it. I get it. Just because I trust some of the people I work with. Not everyone, some. But yeah, I'll end up letting this video upload. I'm just... I would love to see some answers from other parents. Like, I know my case is probably special. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to be going live later tonight. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy this. See you guys later on. Peace.